Hello everybody! A little controversial video about readings and what's going on out there, what's the story it's all about. Back, I think so was in August, one of my friends, Twin Flame, he contacted me. He's like, Dio, who you gonna recommend into it? So I went in and I told him this. Let me zoom it up for you. Hello, Dio. Can you recommend tarot and intuitive reader? Thanks. And here's my reply. Before you go to tarot or intuitive reader, you need to understand why you go there, and this will benefit you. Second, most readers, they read your energy and desire, and when read about future, as you know, the future and time, that's what I meant, as you know the future and time, you change so you can change the future and you create an alternative reality that than your destiny. Take your time to think about it and do not go to these people at all. Since 5 years I don't ask for readings, I trust the soul and universe. Otherwise there is expectation, and when expectations do not happen, you will blame the reader. Try to search in your soul, is that really will help you. And that was kind of like a keep coming on, keep coming on, keep coming on. I made a post on Facebook, that was yesterday, and I explained a little bit that I'm going to be making this video. Twin Flames is out from the public group. I am Twin Flame. This is stuff that it's out in the public that has got nothing to do with secret rooms about Twin Flames. This is a quote I wrote it maybe 2-3 years ago. But Twin Flames dealing with drama, depression, negative thoughts. I will make a video on this. A lot of people suffer because of unbalance of both masculine and feminine. Most twins listen to reports, readings, or communicating to work on the one side of the energy. Union begins with you navigating both. Before you unite in the relationship with someone, you have to unite with your own soul. When you're down, you are in depression and in the feminine side of you. When you go through realization, you find a masculine force in you to get up and fix your life. Please stop separating those. It creates disturbance in you as an internal conflict. And while I'm talking about this, I was talking to someone here in the United States about reading, and I told her, listen, it's all good, it's all great. I understand why you're doing this, why you're doing that, but you need to understand you can't separate the feminine and the masculine energy within the people. You create separation. When you create separation, people cannot unite those inside of themselves into it. On my video that I posted like a week ago, you all familiar with okay, usually that is a 369, or however you want to put it in the numbers into but in reality what it does is here it's the divine, here you can put your TF, and there you can put you. Okay, and I was talking about why your twin flame gets disconnected, they get cut off the light, so they have blockages here, which is they blocking you, so there is no flow here. They're blocking the divine inside of them, so they also blocking the divine to them, and that's how it goes. But I will use the same diagram, but this time things gonna be changed a little bit. This time I'm going to put your soul. Here I'm going to put a divine masculine. Here I'm going to put divine feminine. So the whole story, it's a lot of the people that I've been talking to is that I had a reading, I had an astrology reading, I had a tarot reading, I went to a medium, I went to a psychic reader, I went through a life coach, I went through blah 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 blah, and I got this reading. I'm gonna be on union by this date. It didn't happen, deal. What's going on with this? What's going on with that? If you haven't looked at the timeline video, go understand that when you go to the reader, they tell you something about future event that's happening here. Since you know what is going to happen, you create an alternative, and that alternative doesn't happen because it has nothing to do with the original line. So you're going to be blaming the reader. The other main comment that I also seen it here, that was that 5 years ago, when I began to be a public as a twin flame into it, there was only a few people that were doing it videos. There wasn't a lot of information about it, twin flames. When you're trying to get in a reading from it, there was like oh my god, it was like no help, no nothing. There wasn't like today into it. And I will dare you, go to YouTube and go ahead and put twin flame reading, and you're gonna see like how much is out there. And most of the time you're gonna see something like divine masculine has to do this when divine feminine has to do this. And guess here's the issue. It's calling about programming. You programming, you telling the people the divine feminine, divine masculine, separating them. You cannot separating them. I learned that back in the astrology, what you needed to do. I felt this part inside of it. I said, you know what, it's all about the energy. You want to listen something that goes on into it, I will really want you to go ahead and listen Kai Pacha. It's astrology for the soul. It's on the YouTube. He is great of presenting all this part into it, because he doesn't separate the divine feminine, divine masculine onto it. He's talking about the soul. The soul is all about this inside of you, because you are here. The big part of the issue that creates a lot of drama, it creates a lot of depressions, that it is when you inside of you, that it's inside of you into it, you have these blockages. The reason is like at the beginning when you have your twin flame, that's happening to the ignition state. When this is the divine that orchestrate the meeting, you all know how that goes. You see your divine feminine partner, all this gets energized. And when this is all energized, there is an energy that flows up and down and up, here and here. Since we are not used to all this energy, specifically inside of the soul, this vibrations is increasing like a crazy. It's like a hurricane. It comes in, it grabs you and get into it. So during the all this energizing and everything, that everything begins like a big kettle when everything is bubbling, which is that's what we call the bubble phase. Everything is brewing and it's hot. It's got all this crazy vibrations onto it. There is something crazy happening here. The divine masculine becomes more feminine, and the divine feminine becomes more masculine. Why? So they can learn what's the other side. And once they begin to do this, then that it creates other positions, other situations, depends on journey or what lessons needs to be worked out. Usually the one goes in silence, the other one you can shut up. So the whole point of this is before you getting into a union with your twin flame, you have to learn how to get in union within you. You have to put the divine masculine and divine feminine energies inside of you, because you can't go into a union with something that you don't understand. And a lot of the readers that it's out there that I'm looking at it, they keep separating those two. You can't separate those two. They're coexisting within you. And that's why when you're talking about a twin flames and you're creating a separation of what those two have to do, you're creating a huge mistake of internal conflict within people, and they continue to go over and over and over, and they don't do their work. They don't focus on themselves. You need to understand you have to focus on yourself, not about the readings. Why you want the readings? To know the future. Why? Why you want to know the future? So you can manipulate it. Manipulation for manifestation. Well, that is the feminine side. Why did the masculine wants to know the future? So he will know what kind of weapons to get so he can know how to win the war. That is the old way. The new way, it is about you to go ahead and understand the feminine side. What are they doing? Or if you're feminine, you to understand the masculine side. What are they doing? So that way, when you're getting into a perfect relationship, you understand the both sides of the mirror. The one who stares at the mirror and the one who looks at the front of you in the mirror. And that is you. Not somebody else. Don't separate the two within the person. You're creating an internal conflict, because the people are like this. The society said that if you're born masculine and feminine, you are this. You should not have anything to understand about this. The feminine side, it's out there. It's masculine and everything else, it's out there. The feminine, they have to understand you. It's the same thing. It is applied into it that when you're feminine, you're blocking the masculine energy inside of you. And that creates internal conflicts because you don't understand man. How you want to be in a good relationship with a man if you don't understand the man energy, how the man thinks, how the man reacts, why he has the force, and the feminine has the intuition. Because when you combine the force and the intuition, then you know how they're going to succeed together. And that's the part of the partnership. So, thinking about yourself as a twin flame, if you want to go out for a reading, first of all, work on yourself. You to unite those energies inside of you. Don't worry about how the other is going to react. The others, they have more important stuff and to give you some kind of like a way of how you should live your life. Is you. You got to energize. You got to connect it to the divine. You got to understand all this. It's about you. Focus on you and your soul. Your best advice you want to give to someone is there, listen to your soul. The soul knows the both navigation of masculine and the feminine energies inside of you, not somebody else, into it. So I really dare you, if you go out and listen to readings or you want to readings, double think about it, what are you doing to yourself? Because when you listen to the reading points out to the one side of the force or the other side. Either force you on the masculine or it force you on the feminine. And then you go and you're bouncing back and forth, and guess what? There is nothing happen. You don't create this continuous of understanding of evolution with your soul that goes around and you evolve. Because there is no union within you. You create more separations for years and years to go into it. In the timelines video, I explained it to you guys why you have to stop looking for the future. Let it be. Let the things be into it. And also the other thing was, is like when I was looking through the YouTube, most of the people that were asking for please click here, support here, get a money, get a this. You need to understand about it's okay for the money. It's everybody has to get paid for what they do into it. But before you go out and you want to buy something, you have to think about it. Is that benefit you? Is that benefit your soul? Is that got a benefit of everything else into it? That's why I told this guy into it who asked me the questions, and I told him, just double think about it. Do you really need it? Do you really want that part inside of you? If you have to listen to readings that are in the YouTube, thinking about it about people who actually don't create these separations anymore, they talking to you about the soul. They don't have this feminine, masculine issues within into it. If you go to a tarot reader, don't ask them, don't tell them the question. Just tell them, I want the reading. If the energy is right, you will do the right reading. That way, the person who does the reading, he focuses with it in the energy, and the energy is connected to the universe, and that is going to be given to you as a guidance, not you to know the future. Because if you go into someone you to want to know the future, you already preset yourself on failures. Because by knowing the future, you have an expectations. The expectations, they're going to lead you to, yeah, this is going to happen. I'm okay. I'm not going to do my inner work. I'm still going to be like this. And guess what? Ain't not going to happen. You already know the future. You create an alternative future for yourself compared to your destiny. So you didn't do that inner work in here to connect. And guess what? Ain't going to happen. And that's why you're creating a more drama, because the drama is inside of you, of that suffering, that sadness of like, well, I had high expectations, I had a lot of things. Because see, when the expectation doesn't happen, everything goes down the hill like that. And then you go to your drama, you go to suffering. It's all the part is you to get the right information for yourself. If you need something, if you need information, you have to listen your soul. The soul is connected to God. That is your connection. That is your link. That is your wireless. That's all. Your soul is connected to God, to the universe. That's what you have it for. You to listen your soul. Because everybody trying to give you the things, to know things and to understand things. That's why this video is a little bit more controversial. But it's the right time for it, because of I try to be, polite, to try to do everything, which that was my feminine side, until my masculine side is like, you know what, Dio, get off of your ass and goddamn make the video. And I had to go ahead and do it. Because this thing has to stop. There is a lot of people attaching themselves to the twin flame label just to making money. Shame on you if that's what you're here for. Sooner or later, the people will get to know you and you won't understand. It's not about the money. Here is about to tell the people the right thing so they can have the best relationship first with themselves, and then they can have the best relationship with a partner, and then they can be a best relationship for the society. This is how the things are. This is what twin flames came for. They didn't came in to listen more and more old stuff, old ways of separation. You can't create any more separations. Twin flames, it's about union, uniting a lot of things, not only one thing. You bring a benefit not only for yourself, but you bring in a benefit out of for everybody. In the beginning, there was like 4 or 5 people doing the videos about the twin flames. That was a Lindy Cowling, that was a Gold Ray Twin Flames. I think so. There was a Twin Flame Healers. There were like 4 or 5. There was a one lady out of Germany, but she did not do too much videos. She was doing mostly like a post into it. But there wasn't that much. Now when I go ahead and take a look at it, everything that goes on and whatever the twin flame community goes on into it, I have to make this. And if you're twin flame, you have to understand yourself. Don't try to go ahead and screw up the things more than they already screwed up. Focus on yourself, focus on you. Understand that the masculine and the feminine inside of you, they have to be united. And when they unite inside of you, and when everything is ready, your soul will tell to the universe, you're ready. And the universe will match your energy. The universe will say, yes, now we are one. And then the divine who comes in is going to say, okay, you are ready. This, it flows perfect. And you, as a divine feminine or divine masculine, as a divine feminine, now you will understand this job has nothing to do anymore with you. You done your job. When this side do their job, then it's going to be repeating that same cycle you already did. You will understand what the feminine go through it, and the feminine will understand what the masculine go through it, and then the two individuals going to be in union. But that's how it goes. Not more separation. So please, please, don't listen to anybody who create and separate those two apart. They're part of you. They're not part of something else. And listen your soul, nothing else. Thank you so much. Looking for your comments.